To her horror, the woman realized that her gloves had been cut by the spikes of the shield. In the vacuum of the universe, the exposure of the body is very likely to cause the lungs to explode due to expansion. The entire Space Center staff are stunned. The man rushed to take her back to the space station and managed to bring the woman safely into the capsule, but because he saw a fantastic light, he delayed closing the hatch, and the woman almost died because of the man's behavior. The leader of the Space Center asks the man what he saw, and the man claims to have seen an angel, but no one believes him. The leader thinks he is hallucinating and decides not to let him work in space again. Not long after, the space station suddenly stops functioning, and if it goes down for a long time, it will crash to Earth. The leader has no choice but to call on an experienced man to risk his life by docking and repairing the station. The man and his teammates fly up into space in a spacecraft, and the thrusters disengage and come out into space. The man has only 3 chances to complete docking with the space station. The first docking, in full view of the crowd, fails. The commander tells the men to rest and prepare to discuss new options, but the men try again without waiting for orders from headquarters. After a thrilling maneuver, he performs a miracle and successfully completes the docking. Then the 2 men came to the interior of the space station. They began the work of cleaning up the water droplets, but after cleaning up, the space station was never energized. So the man went out to check and found that the original meteorite hit the space station's sensor shell solid. At this point, a mist drop of water drifts into the ship, wetting the electronics and creating a spark that severely burns his teammates inside the ship. The explosion nearly impacted the men into space, losing their oxygen supply as the ship went out of control. If they could have smashed the sensor housing, the station could have been repaired and they could have survived if they had gotten their oxygen supply. But they couldn't break the housing in weightlessness. His teammates warned that as they entered the Earth's shadow zone, it would become extremely cold and the metal sensor housings would be at their weakest. The men continued to power, wait until the sun shines again, finally managed to smash down the shell. The sensor resumed operation, the 2 survived, and finally saw the fantastic light shining on themselves. That dreamy scene, only the 2 of them know.